Welcome back, everybody, to the Clashing Conferences member podcast and the Clashing Conferences network. We got a big crew here tonight. I'm super excited. This is our 100th episode. I absolutely cannot believe it. We started this thing with 5 guys doing an NFC East podcast, and we're now 20 deep on our roster across many states, doing, I think, 4 different podcasts now. So we are growing. We want you to join us. All you have to do is go to the clashingconferences.com. It's a very easy online form there. Everybody here has done it. You fill it out, get in touch with our producer, join the pods, you join the group chat. You get haircut discounts at Sparrow Hair Studios. Even if you are not a member, go see Lean at Sparrow Hair Studios if you're around Lancaster, PA. Shout out to Sparrow, our first sponsor. Thank you for that. And, very, very big for us to have a sponsor on the show. We got another one coming, and that's what 100 episodes will get to you. And last but not least, thank you to our producer, our content manager. None of this happens without him, Steve
100%.
Moore. You started this thing, like I said, real small, and we're getting bigger and bigger, and we hope to get more people in here with us. So big congrats, all you guys. Thank all you guys for joining the network, promoting the network, and looking forward to 100 more. So let's get into some basketball. This is the members podcast. Any member can join us every Tuesday night. We got a big crew here for the 100th episode. Just a lot of excitement. And we want to start off with a little bit about NBA, Eastern Conference, King of the Hill. We got three big Knicks fans here that are part of the network now. You guys had 2 tough games this weekend against the Celtics and the Cavs. Let's lead off with Anthony. How you feeling about the Knicks coming down the stretch run here? What do we got? 30 games or so left in the season before the playoffs? 25?
25.
Yeah, we're getting there. It's getting down to the end. I'm excited. I don't care about these 2 losses. We just got Pat. This is our first year with an all-star center. Like, you got to give us some time. And if we even make it anywhere far in the playoffs, I'm happy as can be. I've seen us be absolutely horrible in my whole lifetime. So us winning any game in the playoffs is enough for me. And I think we can do that at least this year and then contend in the future years. These 2 losses, the Celtics are insane and the Cavs are also just ridiculous. Like, what are we supposed to do?
Anthony, I'm glad you said that because I've been hearing a lot of hate that we're not contenders and this and that. And it's like our window just opened. Like our main core, like Brunson's 28, Hart's 29, Bridges is 28, Anunoby's 27, Towns 29, Robinson's 26. We're getting ready to get the Block Nest monster back. Like he's a game time decision Wednesday night, and then McBride's only 24. The window just opened for the Knicks. So like I get discouraged because of those losses, but our window just opened. Like the Celtics were building for years. For years.
Yeah, look, to piggyback off you guys, what you just said, it's a little concerning that the way they've played this past weekend. But, like Anthony and Chris said, I mean, it's a very young team. Yeah, I mean, what are we talking about? The team is a 3rd seed in the East right now. There's 4 teams better than them. We all know that. Oklahoma City, Cleveland, Boston. And I mean, and they're in that next group, whether you want to put Memphis, Denver. We've beaten Denver twice.
We beat
The Knicks are in
Memphis.
we beat Memphis. We killed Memphis.
Killed them.
And so we're in that second tier. It's concerning, but it's a good problem that we have because 5 years ago we were sitting here, and
we were the Sixers.
We were we were in last place. We were tanking for Zion Williamson.
Sorry, Mike. Oh, I mean,
we were drafting R.J. Barrett and Emmanuel quickly with the 3rd pick in the draft. So it's a good problem that we've come across in the last 5 years. The team is very young. Obviously, they're set up for the future. Do I want to? The way it's shaping up right now, we're going to play Boston if we make it past the first round and they make it past the first round because just the way the seedings work. I mean, listen, it's all hands on deck. If we end up playing Boston in the second round, obviously I want to play them in the conference final. But if we end up playing them in the second round, may the best team win. But
we'll be healthier, I guess, because of all the minutes we play. If we play them in the second.
Mitch comes back, we'll be healthier. We're stacked with height, and hopefully we can finish the season strong and lock in that 3rd seed and go from there.
I don't know what you all saw, but Thibodeau talked today, and if he plays, Josh Hart's coming off the bench.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's big. I mean, like, if he's cool with it and he plays all those minutes, that's good for him health wise and all that. Like, think about it. You got him coming off the bench. Mitchell Robinson's one of the best rebounders in the NBA and one of the best shot blockers in the
Hey,
NBA.
listen, we said it last week. Mitchell's good for 40 games a year. Thus far, he's played 0. So if he's here for the last 40 games of the
That
stretch,
was a great take. That was a great take. I mean,
if he's
it's
good for the
funny, but
last
it's
40
right. It's
games,
correct.
I'll take that.
That was
99
the
times out of 100.
that was the Embiid philosophy without announcing it. Basically, is what it was. So we got away with it.
Well, speaking of Embiid, let's go up to Kyle for a second. That's a big current. I didn't think about that in the pre-meeting, but that's a
News.
big current thing right now too, as well, with them potentially shutting him down.
They should.
Sounds like maybe.
They should shut him down. The unfortunate part is what he has going on with his knee won't be solved with just one surgery. It's all his injuries over the course of his career. He may never be the same, and if he ever comes back to play full time, it may be in a limited role, 20 minutes, 25 minutes a game. It's a shame. He's going to be the biggest. He's going to be the biggest what if in Philly sports history. Generational talent, but a mental case, and that's the sad part about it. One thing I will tell you,
Ben Simmons was your mental case.
Well, Joel Embiid, I'm telling you, that Kawhi Leonard shot broke his spirit, and he's never been the same since. It's never been the same since. You can look it up. He's changed, and just temper your expectations, Knicks fans, because that window can close pretty quickly. Trust me.
I hear you, but
it can close pretty quickly.
I hear you, bro.
There's a draft coming in for you right now, and the winter months are coming. Just shut that thing quick.
Chris knows he had a window that lasted for like a half a game with the Giants.
Oh man, he had a good year.
Yeah, in my honest opinion, I think they shut him down. You can't trade him now. You can try to get out.
Nobody's taking
yeah,
a
who's
contract.
going to trade for him? Like,
no, you can try to get out of the PG contract, but that probably won't even happen. So you're probably stuck for the next 3 years. So you just got to hope that you can somehow keep Maxey and McCain and try to build around these young guys.
Yeah, just stay off my Cooper flag.
Well, they're fifth worst record in the league right now, man. They could tank for him. We'll see what happens.
Maybe we'll get into him a little bit in the second half. Patty, what do you think about NBA right now?
I don't disagree with anything that's been said. I tend to side with Karan that me and him have talked about the Knicks being a tier 2 team, and that's fine. Just temper your expectations that way if that's what it is. Like, that's fine if you guys want to say that their window's just opening. I don't disagree. But it can't be their windows just opening and they're built to beat the Celtics.
That's just
It
me
can
being.
it can
That's
be
just
one
me
or the
being a
other.
fan, Patty.
It can be their windows open, which is fine. I don't disagree. I think they're young, but I also don't want to hear, oh, this is the team that's going to go the distance with the rest of the Eastern Conference. Like, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like we play as fans, and obviously I have to. I do it with the Steelers, so I'm not crapping on Knicks fans.
That's
Where
all
we
it
play
is,
both sides
brother.
of the fence. They say, oh, I hope the Steelers win a playoff game, and then they lose a playoff game. Like, well, I saw this coming. Like, so I get it. But, I mean, I was just watching a little bit of Cleveland Orlando earlier. Cleveland gets the most out of their role guys. They're going to give Boston a challenge at the top of the Eastern Conference. I don't think it's going to be as much of a cakewalk as people think. I think Milwaukee's going to throw their name in the hat in the Eastern Conference eventually down the stretch, too. And there's young teams like Orlando and others that will compete. So, yes, I'm very happy to see what the Celtics did this weekend. But, you know, it's kind of showtime in the NBA. And I'm glad what I've been hearing a lot of was like reporters said that in the building, they walked in and the Celtics were all business. And that's what I want to hear. That's the only thing I can ask for right now is that the Celtics are in playoff mode come March and hopefully keep it rolling.
Look, if I may, you guys are defending champs, so the expectation level is a little bit different for the Celtics when it comes to every other team right now in the NBA.
Agreed.
With the Knicks, any team can get hot at the right moment and make a run. We see it in every single sport.
Mm-hmm.
A wild card team can go all the way in football. The Mets just went to the NLCS and made the playoffs on the last game of the season. So for the Knicks, as a third seed, again, this is a good problem. We haven't been experiencing this in the last 20-something years. They've been terrible for most of the 2000s. And now we've finally seen some consistency where they're making the playoffs each and every year. They made it 4 years ago during COVID. That was like a fun, happy-go-lucky kind of team. We got bounced by Atlanta. Then we had a horrible year after that with Randall with the whole thumbs down thing. But now we're seeing that consistency with Brunson taking that next level. Yeah, we haven't made it past the second round, but I think we're consistently getting there. And I think maybe in a year,
Eh,
I hope Bridges turns out to be better than what he's been, and
That's the
maybe there's
NBA,
something this
man.
off
It's always
season.
building blocks. Like the
It's
Celtics
it's
just did
it's
it. It
it's a
takes
building
years.
block. So yeah, I
Yeah.
mean,
Quick
this is a
question.
good
I
this is a
I
good
agree with
problem
you.
we're having.
Quick question. I saw this, and not that I agree, but as a Knicks fan, is Thibodeau the guy to get to the mountaintop, or is Thibodeau the guy to get them where they are, and then they're gonna go get somebody else, like a Mark Jackson Kerr situation, or like I don't know. How do you feel on that?
I
Anthony,
want him.
and
I want him to be. Sorry, go
I,
ahead, Chris.
I was going to say Anthony. We've been talking over Anthony. Anthony, what's your opinion on that?
Say the question one more time.
Do
Is
you
Tom
want
Thibodeau the guy to take them to the mountaintop, or is he the guy that's got them where they are and they need somebody else to take them to the mountaintop?
I don't know enough other NBA coaches to say that we need another one and that there's somebody else out there. But Tibbs has done a phenomenal job over the years of getting to the first and second round. He has never gotten over that hump, and I think this is one of the better
That's
teams that he
true.
has ever had. Obviously, D Rose would have been the best if he stayed healthy, but he's been to the playoffs with the Timberwolves, obviously with us a bunch. So I think he can get over the hump. But if he can't, after a few years, I think we do try somebody else out.
Just watch, make sure that window doesn't close.
I agree. Like Karan was going to say it. I wanted to be him. I agree with
I want
Karan.
it to be him. I really do.
I wanted to be him. We love Tibbs, and like we always say, I feel like every player, like people want to play for him. People play with him and want to come back to him. Cat did it. Like everybody that plays for him ends up playing their best basketball. Everybody. Look at Hartenstein's last. That's why he got paid in OKC, and he's balling in OKC. Nobody gave. Mike didn't even care about Josh Hart. He laughed at me last year when I talked about Josh Hart. You laughed at me,
I
Mike. You
no,
did though,
I've never
man.
said Josh Hart is not a good
But
player.
look, but honestly, Mike, it ain't a bad take because he played for like 3 teams and then us. He played for like 4 different teams already. He hasn't been in the league that long. Like he's bounced around. Like he's playing his best ball as a New York Knick. I have to give Thibodeau credit for that.
I
Like
think Josh Hart's exactly the type of player you need to win a championship. You got to have guys that are willing to do the dirty work
I think our
and
whole
don't
entire
need the
team's
ball
like
all the
that.
time. But that's what I keep arguing
I
with you that
know.
I think is one of your problems.
But then I hear, oh, Brunson holds the ball too long, or I hear Cat's not a superstar. Like there was a
Whoa,
time,
whoa, whoa! Don't disrespect Cat.
but there's people that used to say to me, do you want to trade Cat for? There was a
Cody
time
has
when
entered the chat.
there was a time when we had Randall and people were like, who's better, Cat or Randall? I'm like, I wanted Cat. Like, I did want Cat. Of course I would. But then and now that he's a Knick, it's like, oh, he's not a superstar. Like the dude, like I don't know what, like I don't know, man. If we
He
can go
just
get
can't play
Giannis next
defense.
year,
He
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 don't play
can't be a
defense.
five.
I mean, but he does play defense. Look how he played Jokic last year in the playoffs. He played him better than anybody, dude.
Look, he's not a five. We can agree with that.
Yeah,
Mitch is
I
well,
going to
agree
Mitch
on
come
is
in
our
that.
and he's
He's
going
not
five.
a
to be
five.
he's going to stretch. He's going to be a four. I think
Mitch is
that
going to
will
be our
unlock him a
five.
certain
Mitch
way.
and
Mitch will
Hart's
be
going to
our
come off
five,
the bench.
and
If Mitchell
yeah, just to
Robinson was, sorry, Cron, I was just going to say if Mitchell Robinson was healthy, he was going to start as our center.
maybe it's a good thing he's missed the first 50 games of the year. I don't know. Time will tell when he comes back. So,
Literally, no
uh,
one has ever said that before, but all right. It works in this scenario. It
I think
does. I
it might work in
understand.
our
I mean,
scenario.
that's what the
But that's
Sixers were
got to be the
banking on with
stupidest thing I've
Embiid.
ever heard.
That's what they were banking on with him. They just went out and announced it, and everybody got mad at him.
Listen. They took a calculated risk, and it didn't pan out. I mean, if it would have panned out, everybody would have thought they were geniuses, but it just didn't pan out. That's the only thing. So, I give him credit for trying to come up with a solution for his knee problems, but at the same time, he didn't do anything to put himself in position to succeed in that role.
And the
You know
thing
what I mean?
is, and I looked at him the last couple of nights, even if he did get on the court now consistently and played every other, didn't play back to backs, I still don't think he would even be in basketball shape by the playoffs.
He's never been in basketball shape.
That's what I mean. Like he
Ever.
was never going to get to like,
He's from Cameroon. You don't think he has good
yeah,
conditioning? Like that's
yeah.
ridiculous. Like he should have good conditioning.
It's
Living
crazy. It's crazy.
Well, people forget he came in the league with 2 foot surgeries too. Like
right.
he didn't even start his. He got drafted and he didn't play for 3 years on back-to-back foot surgeries and then was like a 23-year-old rookie by the time he played.
That's all part of the process, Patty. It was all part of the process.
Yeah, wasn't it? They were drafting guys who were injured on purpose for like half a decade.
Listen, I have the process to thank for the Celtics
Yeah, you're
because
welcome.
Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown are both byproducts of Markelle Fultz and Ben Simmons getting drafted number 1 overall. So.
You're
Yep.
welcome, buddy.
Yep.
You're welcome. Our misery is your happiness. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I got to bring Cody in here for a second. We had a Clashing Conferences outing last night with the Sixers Bulls game here in Philadelphia. A couple of us went to, and your guy from the dunk contest that we talked a lot about last week. What is his name? I can't pronounce it. Buzilis, something
Can't
like
dunk.
that. I don't know, but he almost dunked. It was amazing.
Almost.
He's
Almost.
still trying, right, Mike?
He's still trying. I said that
Clock's
he
ticking.
couldn't
2
get
minutes
half
and
them
counting.
guys in the dunk contest couldn't get a dunk down, and this guy was out there making all these alley-oop layups and stuff. I was giving Corey a hard time the whole night. I was like, is he going to dunk one or not? And then he went up. He was going to ram this thing, and it didn't go in.
Pitiful. That's
Pretty
It's
pitiful.
so
bad when you
close.
can't dunk against the Sixers.
I think last week Rick said, "Oh, take away the timer." Good thing they didn't. That man still would be trying to dunk. We'd still be sitting here watching the All-Star dunk contest, man. That's pathetic.
It would have
That's
been something
weak.
good to fall asleep to.
He would have made it if he went to Kentucky.
Absolutely. Absolutely, he would have.
He would have won it.
Yeah. Wouldn't have been no discussion about it. Look who won the 3-point contest.
Well, I want to do one more thing real quick, speed round, before we get into NCAA. Who do you guys like NBA champion this year? You can pick the Knicks if you want. You can pick somebody else if you want to be more realistic. Give me give me your NBA champ. Let's start with Cody.
Any team with a Kentucky player.
Fair enough. That's a good answer from you. Kyle probably agrees, but do you have a team as well?
I'm gonna go with dark horse. I'm gonna go Golden State Warriors.
Ooh.
I like
Jimmy
that.
Butler's coming on
They've
hot,
been
man.
a
They're
totally
gelling.
different team with Jimmy Butler out there.
Yep.
I agree with that.
Yep, they're gelling.
They got enough big guys.
I think they do.
All right. Draymond's getting old, like me. Patty, I know who you're taking. Let us know.
Well, I'm taking the Celtics, but I'll also say that I have a sneaky suspicion that LeBron James is going to be in the finals of the Western Conference. So we'll see.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That's tough with Luca out there now. They
Did-
got the same problem though. They need big guys.
They do
Did you
need
see
big
that
guys.
one guy on Twitter? He predicted Luka going to the Lakers 3 or 2 years ago. He said LeBron's last ring will be Luka's first ring, and had a picture and everything. It just
Wow.
resurfaced, and I was like, no way.
Here's my thing with that. I do think they need big guys, and I think it's only been a couple games. I think it will just these good teams are going to adjust to it as we get closer to the playoffs, and I just think once it gets closer to that, like second round, they'll put a stop to the Lakers. That's just my opinion. I don't know. They need a big guy.
LeBron's not the GOAT.
He's not, and that's nothing to do with it. He's also 40 years old. He's not playing like. That's what I meant by fall short the other night, Patty. I didn't mean like he sucks and he always falls short. I just think at his age now, I just don't see him getting it done. I just
How
don't see him
dare
get it.
he average 28 points as a 40-year-old?
It's
How dare
okay.
he?
It's okay. Let's add another 30 games to that. You
Okay.
got to play the rest of this season. You got to play the playoffs. The defense, everything intensifies in the playoffs. I think that's when it's going to catch up with him. It always does.
So we know who you don't have going to the championship. Who do you have?
Yeah, absolutely not. I mean, I only get bitter because now they're talking about them being contenders on like mainstream, and I'm like, the Knicks still got a better record than them. Come on, we always get shussed out like we suck. I'm just sick of hearing it. But anyway, OKC, I think Hartenstein and that team is just that team's a lot, man. That team, I think they're ready, man. I think that's what they needed. That was their piece, and I think they're a problem. I can see them winning the championship.
SGA.
Okay. Going with the Cody angle and just going with a former Nick instead of a former Wildcat.
There you go. I like it.
Anthony, who do you like?
I'm taking the Nuggets. I don't think we talk about playoff Jokic enough. Like it's kind of a sneaky thing, not like playoff Butler, like Jimmy or anything like that. But playoff Jokic is insane. I know he only really goes off like against the Lakers, like with 40 or whatever, but he still consistently is insane in the playoffs. All the rest of his team has to do is just not suck, and they'll literally win the championship because he can literally carry a team. We've already seen it. Jamal Murray has sucked, and we've already seen Jokic take over for him.
Hey, we don't have to badmouth him. All right?
I will badmouth any Kentucky player when I can. I don't care. You know this.
I love it.
Karan, who do you like?
I'm taking the Knicks.
I like it.
I
like
it.
These other two guys aren't real fans,
Let's
Karan.
go.
I don't have it in me to pick somebody else. If it's not the Knicks, then I don't want anybody else.
I love that. I love it, man. I get killed so
Topher and
much.
Anthony showed a little Paul Douglas in them tonight.
Dude, I get killed so much on the other one.
So the Knicks are going. It's the Knicks till it's not for me. So
I love it. I love it. I think we're gonna get this. I'm gonna ask a very similar question at the end of a little NCAA talk, and I think we'll get the same homerism out of Cody here. Let's lead off with you, bud. Give us the state of Kentucky report.
Hold
Maybe
on.
Kyle
Give me one
chime
second.
in. Go ahead.
Give me
You want to get out of here? I forgot.
I'm gonna get out of here because the college thing isn't my thing, and you guys rock it. And I just want to thank everybody for all your hard work, everything you do. 100 episodes. I appreciate everybody. And let's go. What's the saying? What's the saying, Kyle?
You can't be great without the greatness of others.
And we're all great, so let's go get it. Thank you, everybody.
Appreciate it, Chris.
All right, brothers.
Chris.
Later, Tater.
All right, Cody. I think you and Kyle can give us a state of Kentucky report now. Let's get into some NCAA. We are a couple of days away from March. You know what that means? March Madness. It's coming. It's coming.
It's a little rough right now, I will say. I didn't, at the beginning of the season, I didn't think that Robinson and Butler was that big a part of the team, but I feel like they look lost without him. But then again, what is it? 3 of our guards are out and we're still ranked, so I guess I'll take that, but it's still rough watching. I mean, besides Alabama cheating, we would have probably won that game.
Listen, I think, at the end of the day, they've exceeded my expectations this year because I didn't know what to expect with rebuilding an entire roster out of the transfer portal, basically. So they've definitely played tough. They're a tough-minded team. I love what Pope's doing. And they're going to make a Sweet 16 run at least in the tournament because the SEC is just a powerhouse this year where they're beating each other up. And I wouldn't be surprised if Duke gets upset. Final Four teams or SEC teams. I would not be surprised this year just because they're that good. And I like I said, I think Kentucky beat Louisville, so I'll take that this year. As long as we get that every year, we're good.
Nails down, baby.
That's it, buddy. And, we just got done talking about the NBA with Kentucky players. You can pick any team in the NBA at this point. They have so many that are in the NBA that you got a good shot. So I think Pope's producing some good college guys, and they're going to be solid pros too. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen.
I think Noah Perry, I think at the end of 4 years will be something. I think that'll be the next great Kentucky duo. I really do. I think those two will be crazy good.
I agree.
You opened by saying at the beginning of the year you didn't think those two guys were such a big part of the team. I saw something today that shocked me. The headline was, Kansas preseason #1 falling out of the top 25, which is crazy. As stacked as that team was on paper coming into the season, to fall out of top 25 is crazy. But this thing that I saw went on to say that 5 of the top 10 teams from the preseason poll are now outside the top 25. And those were #1 Kansas, #3 UConn, #6 Gonzaga, #8 Baylor, and #9 North Carolina. That's some blue blood programs that have gone from supposed to be great to not so great.
Who was that last one?
UNC. North Carolina.
I wanted to hear it again.
You can shut it over there.
Yeah,
be quiet.
Worse enough. I mean, my other team is UConn, Cody. Like I'm at the bottom. I'm not. You guys
Yeah.
talking about having a rough time right now with Kentucky. I'm having a real rough time with my two squads that I root
Yeah, but
for.
you got back-to-back titles. You're feeling pretty good. You're all right.
Yes,
You're all
yeah,
right.
I can't
You can
complain.
still
But I
ride
mean,
the
I
high.
was just going to say that. I mean, so much is turned on its head now in college basketball with the portal and the movement. You don't know from year to year how good your teams are going to be until you kind of get into conference play a little bit
Mm-hmm.
now.
Yep.
Yep.
You
I'm telling
guys,
you right now, with UNC, they're getting hot at the right time.
They are.
I'm
I do
telling
agree.
people right now, they're gonna get in as like a 6 through 8 seed with RJ Davis. The biggest problem is obviously they lost Armando Bacot after his 78th year in college last year.
It feels
All
like
right, bro.
But other than that, I mean, I think this is, I don't know, I watch a decent amount of Carolina. I think their biggest problem right now is that Elliot Kudo cannot shoot. He's so good off the dribble, but literally, if you watch them play Florida State last night, like just go back and watch a YouTube highlight of it. Kudo, they would leave him 80 feet at the 3 point line. Like they were just like, I dare you to shoot this three, and he can't. So when they go with another guard that's not him, they can shoot, but they only really have 4 shooters when he's on the floor, so he kind of limits them. But I'm telling you right now, if they get some non-power five school in the first round, they're gonna roll.
I can see it. The speaking of that, the what is it? The top who is it? It's like the top power forward left he's down to 5 schools, and then literally 5 schools that hate each other. It's Arkansas, Kentucky, Duke, Louisville, and Tennessee. And I don't know, he's a part of this website, Fanstake. I don't know if y'all seen that yet. Well, now it is people like us can donate to this website for our team. So he will come to our team. And so if he picks our school, he gets all the money that everybody has raised for said school. So like the Nate Ammett for
That's crazy.
he's up to $40,000 on Louisville, and I think Cooper Flag, they already have something for him to come back next year, and he's up to like 60 grand, I think, and it's 2 Duke donors, and they both donated 25 grand. And if he chooses to come back, he gets that money. If not, the fans get it back. But it's
Well,
insane.
isn't that where all the isn't NIL money really coming from boosters? Am I
Yeah.
right or wrong about it? Right? Okay,
Yeah.
I thought so. It's
Did
not
you
the
see
actual
the
schools.
Mike?
No.
Did you see the Waj thing? So Waj is at St. Bonaventure now. For those who don't know,
Yes, yeah.
and so he wants to raise NIL money. So he's auctioning off all of his famous iPhones. So like, there's a website, and it's like, I use this iPhone to break this like trade. This is the
yeah,
trade that I
Yeah.
use.
Oh
the
And
my
he's
Woj
like,
God.
bombs,
this
Yeah.
phone is when I
the
announce
Woj
my
bombs.
retirement, and
His
they're like going for
yeah.
like $5,000 a
His
phone.
That used
COVID
to be
one's
a
up to
thing,
like 10
man.
grand.
Yeah.
Woj bombs.
Yeah.
Is he still leaving everything on it, or is it just the
No, it's
phone?
just like the phone. It's just
That
like a
would be
piece of
awesome,
history.
Cody. Cody,
Like
that would be something to pay for.
Right?
Like you could see texts with players and like
Probably got like LeBron
and
James' phone number in there.
that would be
I wouldn't
awesome.
think he's leaving that in there.
Yeah.
We could probably get him on the podcast if we pitched our money together and got the phone. Just
Mike,
saying.
go all in. Mike, you got to go
All
all in, okay?
Do you guys give St. John's any shot? I mean, I know this is the first time
Yes.
they've ranked like this is the highest they've been ranked in like 25 years. So that's
Never
what I'm
count.
riding on with college ball. Just so you guys know, I mean, I'm a big East fan. Just for what it's worth, local flavor. So St. John's, I'm looking at it now, is ranked 7th. So I know
They're
that's probably
legit.
the highest they've been
They're
this
Never count
legit.
decade.
Patino.
Tino is
Never
awesome.
count. Yeah, I was gonna say never count Patino out ever.
I think the thing is
Still
that
hate
when it
him.
comes
I
when it
hate him.
comes tournament time, you
So you
have
hate them?
to. Oh, my bad. I was gonna say you have to rely on teams that play defense, and St. John's plays the best defense in the country, maybe next to Houston, which are
Yep.
they're two very similar programs. But obviously, having Patino on your back and then being able to play the defense that you play, their smoking gun is if they run into an Alabama or they run into a Florida that just like drops 92 in a game and they can't keep pace offensively, they can run into some trouble. But if they play a half court possession game, they can play with anybody in the country, in my opinion.
You're 100% right. That's their biggest kryptonite is they don't have a guy that can take over and score, 35, 40 points a night like some of these other teams. They're defensive minded, and that's how Pitino coaches. So they can make a deep run. I just don't know if they're going to make a deep enough run this year. But he's building something special there, and I hate it. I hate him.
Yeah, they're only going to get better now that he's shown he can do it. He's going to be able to recruit even more and get the best transfers if that's what he wants to do, like he says. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, good call, Karan.
Karan, did you see what he said about like high school players? What Pitino said about high school players?
That was cool.
No, I didn't. He basically said we are not recruiting any high school players. He goes, we are recruiting strictly out of the portal. He goes, a high school guy sent me tape. I said, find somebody else. Like he's like, we're literally just going to take the transfer portal. And some people in New York were pissed about it because they were like, there's probably some kid from elite high schools down in the city that could play deeper on their bench. But Rick Pitino, obviously, he's got a method to his madness, and I'm not questioning him. But I thought it was interesting. I thought it was interesting that he flat out said, "I'm not recruiting high school kids."
He only wants to recruit 21-year-olds, so he can't get caught with strippers in his locker room and get in trouble for it.
Oh yeah, Pitino pow, 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 pow.
Part of his probation.
Exactly.
Yeah, look, I hope he stays. I think it was his second or third year with St. John's, but I know he's got a track record of going from school to school. It's good what we have right now. I listen. I'm not the biggest St. John's fan in the world, but I like what's going on. It's good for the city. It's good for like the media, the buzz, sports radio, all that stuff. So it's fun to listen to, and obviously they play at the Garden, so I do catch them from time to time on TV and things like that. So it has been fun to watch.
I will say,
he's a solid coach, man, and he's getting older. He ain't going anywhere. I don't think you're going to see him bouncing around to another team. I think he's in for the long haul in St. John's, to be honest with you.
I think it all went downhill once he left us. Once he left UK, he just.
What was that 30 years ago during their last national championship, Cody, that he left?
No, we won in 12. All right.
We won in 12. We're still the winningest college basketball program alive right now. So
God, it feels like Cal was there longer than that.
No, 2000 years? He got there in 2009. Cal got there in 2009.
15 years.
Yep.
Okay, that is pretty. All right, that's longer than I thought.
And one title.
And when did Pitino leave?
Well, Tubby Smith won in 98, right?
Yeah, so Pitino left in 97.
Yeah. Pitino left in 97.
All right.
Didn't he come to the Celtics after that?
Celtics.
Yeah.
God, that's a good one.
And then he went back to Louisville.
Couldn't cut. He couldn't. I mean,
That didn't go well.
He coached the Knicks too in the late '80s, early '90s. That was a Pitino team too. So
he coached the Knicks before he went to Kentucky.
Yep. It was the same time Cal, right? It was the same time Cal was coaching
the Nets.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's right.
That didn't work out for him. Either one of them.
No, you couldn't violate any rules.
No, you could. You just couldn't get caught like you could
today. Yeah. You're dealing with professionals. That's why.
It's a different era when you got cell phones everywhere and stuff like social media. I mean, you can't get away with nothing anymore.
Or another stab at Louisville, a mad stripper, because then she'll tell and write a book. Got you again, Loserville.
Love it.
Anthony, I can't remember. Are you a UNC fan like Pops?
I am. I didn't go to the dark side of the puke.
Okay.
Don't worry.
That's Mom's side, right?
Yeah. No, but what we really need to be talking about is a sleeper. My school, CNU, in D3 March Madness. Coast to coast conference games are coming up. We're playing the UC Santa Cruz Banana Slugs. They're number 4. Yes.
What?
We are going to win the chip again. That's my take for March Madness. D1, who cares? D3.
Look, all I want to know is...
He skips over D2. He doesn't even care about D2.
Nah, D2 in the middle. No, we're good. We're good.
All that matters to me is there a spread and where can I bet on it?
Hey, there's definitely one somewhere, and I will give it to you because I will also be betting on it.
Is there
You guys
dirt?
are going to be the dog. You're getting points
Yeah,
I
where
don't
can I
know.
get a line on
against
the
the slug
D3?
bananas or whatever it
Where
was.
can I get a
Banana
line on the
slugs.
They're
D3?
number 4. I think we're in the top 10 too. So there you go.
Is that really their name? The Banana Slugs?
Yeah, the UC Santa Cruz Banana Slugs.
I'm gonna have to find merch on that because that's hilarious.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's awesome.
That's a good call, Cody.
Banana Slugs.
Give me
Bet.
a hat.
My parents almost came down to seeing you just to see a game against the Banana Slugs earlier in the season.
What?
But then there was a hot, like, it's hilarious.
I feel like it's the Savannah Bananas, and there's like some basketball version of the Savannah Bananas. Isn't that who that is? The Savannah Bananas.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
Sammy the
baseball team.
Banana Slug.
I'm not kidding you. I
I'm
wouldn't
looking
lie.
at it. I'm looking at it. Sammy the Banana Slug. Say hello to Sammy. That's the
Oh,
greatest
let's get
thing
us.
ever.
Oh, I was Patty. Not yet. I got to give a special shout out to our special guest. Who is
She won't go to
this?
sleep. This is Ellie. She refuses to
Ellie.
sleep. We call
Hi,
her
Ellie.
around these parts. We call her around this time Ellie Bin Bailey because she won't sleep. So it's about that hour.
Well, she's very
So
well behaved.
yeah, she just
Good on
likes hearing people
good
talk.
on camera for the 100th episode.
Yep. No, I
She'll
mean,
grow up and be on.
Cody, you see that Florida was down 22 in Georgia. Now they're down 5 with 2 minutes to go.
Are they really?
Yeah,
Oh wait, we're saving parlays.
we might
Oh.
be, but we got to go to overtime for sure.
You weren't even going to show up tonight. You were so upset over this game.
Yes, people that are off the pod forget that the pod was canceled. This doesn't count. This was not our 100th episode because Florida couldn't play.
Well, I mean, can we air it if they win? Can
I
we
believe we can air it if
uncancel?
they
Can
win. I
we
believe so. Yeah,
uncancel?
we can
Okay, all right,
uncancel.
fair enough. Well, before we get out of here, let's do one last thing. I want to run around the room just like we did for NBA. I want to see if you guys got a futures pick. Who's going to win the NCAA tournament this year? We know who's going to win the D3 tournament. Anthony, do you have
Woo!
a pick for the actual March Madness bracket coming up?
I do actually care about it. I'm not saying that it's complete rubbish.
I know you do.
Um, I'm not gonna lie. They bounced us out last year. I really like Alabama, and I want to touch on this about the Kentucky guys before. You guys, oh, Sweet 16. No, it's either first round or all the way. There's no in between. You guys know this. So
That was
That
under
was
you guys,
the Cal era. That was the Cal era.
it's
We have a new
all right.
critique.
Well, watch it happen again, and you guys go all the way. There you go. But I think Alabama literally getting so close last year, I think they're just more experienced this year, and I think they can take it down.
Fair
Sears
enough.
is tough. Sears is tough.
Yeah.
Patty?
He's bad.
We'll take Louisville. No, I'm just kidding. Uh, uh,
That
Hey, we
was
didn't have a Chucky
that was
Hepburn
funny though.
segment tonight for
So,
Cody.
I will take Florida, but my dark horse, my dark horse is playing what I think is the best basketball in the country right now, and that is the Texas Tech Red Raiders. They lost a close one to Houston last night. I think they're going to slip under the radar. They're going to be like a 3 seed. Hopefully, they're not in the same bracket as Auburn or Duke, and they can kind of squeak out. But I think Florida's the most complete team in the country right now. I like Johnny Broom on Auburn. I don't know if he's a superstar. He could make me eat those words, but I really do like them too. But I do think Florida is the all around package right now.
Karan, you already said it. St. John's up to number 7. You think they got a real chance?
Yeah, sure. I'll ride with them. Why not? I already went with the Knicks. Why not go with St. John's too?
I love it. I love it. So my last question for Kyle and Cody: are you guys more like Paul Douglas, who never picks his team? Or are you more like Karan, who's a real fan?
I got a question, Kyle. What's your favorite colors?
Blue.
Oh, that's what I'm
Over
talking about.
Kelly Green?
It's basketball season now.
Cats.
Yeah,
They're going
it's
all the
basketball
way, baby.
It's basketball season. So I think,
Okay.
like I said, I think the Cats make a deep run. Look, and they can get hot. They can shoot 3 like anybody in the country. So if they get hot in that tournament, look out. So I'm going to go with my heart and say Kentucky, but Auburn's the toughest team in college basketball right now, and I wouldn't be surprised if Auburn won the whole thing.
I wouldn't be surprised. No, I wouldn't.
I hate Bruce Pearl too. So
Oh, I love Bruce Pearl.
nope, I hate him. Ever since his days at Tennessee, I hate him. I can't stand him.
I'm that. If I had a third team, Tennessee would be it. I almost went to school
I'm
there,
pretty
and
sure,
I've
Mike,
always
if
secretly
we
rooted for them.
oh my bad, I didn't mean to step on you. I'm pretty sure if we go back in the archives, maybe content manager special here. I believe in November when we first started doing the members podcast that we both mentioned Auburn as like national championship contenders in that podcast.
I think you guys did. I
Have
think
to
you guys
review
did.
the tape.
Review the clip.
And I feel like we can
Load the
beat them.
clip.
Oh my god. Cody, are you Italian?
Airing, right?
What?
Are you Italian?
No.
Oh, well then, friggin' okay. I was gonna say,
Cody,
do it for
spell the
Ty's
word
end.
Italian.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Another Kentucky ploy, huh?
E-Y, Italian. Bang, got it.
Can you not spell that, Cody?
Yeah, I can spell it. Are y'all ready?
Spell it.
Yeah, I am.
All right.
I
All
am.
right. Well, don't make fun of me because I'm gonna have to sound it out just a tad. All right.
Right. This is good.
Okay. Okay. Hold on. Okay. I-T A-I-L. I don't know. I'm gonna be
Oh,
honest.
now Steve's gonna be up until tomorrow editing.
I'm sorry. I did fumble that bag.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna land this
I
plane.
feel like we can beat them Saturday. I really do. We're coming off some losses. I feel like if anything right now, they're a top 10 team. We beat top 10 teams like it's nothing. I think Saturday we take Auburn down.
Just hopefully we don't lose Oklahoma tomorrow.
Hey,
Yeah,
like I
that might-
said earlier, this is one of those years where anything can happen. It wouldn't surprise me if you guys lost the first one, won the second one, because crazy stuff just keeps happening.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, well, let's get out of here. We are like 2-3 weeks away from March Madness, guys. I can't wait. It's going to be exciting. We got a couple more podcasts to go. We're going to find us some champions, and then we'll get into the NBA playoffs right after that, not too long. So it's a good time to be a basketball fan. Appreciate everybody joining us. Thank you for all of you that watch and support us. 100 episodes is no joke. Most podcasts don't get this far. It is exciting for us. We're all having a great time. I hope more people join us. Check out theclashingconference.com. We'll be back next week.
Trust the process.
Thanks, guys.
Go Cats.
There's that dumb shit again.
Every time they lose, you can play that stupid flag and fly song because I really didn't feel like listening to it.
Double-digit lead.
Come on, man.
You're the poverty of this podcast.
Are you kidding me?
Those cockroaches.
Hopefully he lets me talk because he is an Eagles rep.
What Redskins fan would ever say anything positive about the Cowboys or their fans or their owner? It doesn't matter. I don't have anything against the Eagles. It's their freaking fan base is the nut jobs.
1/3 of my cheek weight is from cranberry sauce.
Romo, another bum in your franchise.
Tony Romo wasn't
We can keep going.
But listen,
He's a bum.